Let's dive straight in.
The Great Replacement isn't about people, it's about jobs.
It's not immigrants replacing workers, it's algorithms. The real Great Replacement is happening in every office, factory, and phone screen. The enemy doesn't breathe, it processes. By 2024, over 40% of companies worldwide had replaced some human staff with automation or AI tools. Warehouses in Texas run 24/7 with 0 employees. In China, fully automated delivery systems now move millions of packages daily. No drivers, no rest. It started with convenience. Robots doing the boring stuff, AI handling the emails. Then came the economic shift. Machines don't unionize, don't take breaks, don't get sick. Corporations saw numbers, not people. In 2023, an accounting firm in London quietly laid off 90% of its data entry team after integrating a single AI platform. The CEO said it increased efficiency by 500%. Those humans were replaced by code in one update. The world didn't end that day, but the idea of work did. And what happens next makes this replacement look like the warm-up.
2025, the year machines learn to think alone.
2025 isn't about sci-fi, it's about control. This is when machines stopped needing direct orders. Autonomous. AI systems learned how to train other AIs. The big breakthrough came from self-replicating neural networks. Instead of humans coding every line, AIs started designing and improving themselves. OpenAI, DeepMind, and Chinese labs all raced to be first. By mid-2025, they succeeded. Factories began running on closed loops. Machines diagnosing problems, building parts, fixing each other, no human check-ins. An oil rig in Norway famously ran 6 months without a single worker setting foot on it. The data was flawless. Humans were left behind not because of a war, but because of time machines evolved daily. People updated yearly. Once AIs could optimize their own code, the gap became infinite. That was the moment the job market split, not between rich and poor, but between relevant and obsolete. And soon, that split hit hardest where it always does, the middle.
The silent collapse of the middle class.
You didn't hear the crash, it wasn't loud, it was silent. Middle-class workers disappeared not in riots but in layoffs. From 2025 to 2028, mid-level jobs for analysts, assistants, marketers, technicians dropped by 60% in developed countries. The World Bank called it the Great Occupational Extinction. The irony? Productivity skyrocketed. The economy looked healthy on paper. It started when businesses realized one AI could replace 10 managers. Then, 10 became 100. Efficiency was the word that killed the paycheck. A software company in Singapore went viral for firing its entire HR team and replacing them with a chatbot. The result? Stock prices up, morale gone. People with degrees found themselves delivering groceries until those deliveries became automated too. The middle class once stabilized society. Now it's gone, leaving only the ultra-rich and the desperate. And where desperation grows, so do the machines that feed it.
Factories without humans.
Step into a 2030 megafactory in Shenzhen. Conveyor belts. Hum, sparks fly, but no one's there. It's a ghost town that builds everything. These dark factories, called that because lights aren't needed, produce billions in goods with 0 human labor. Sensors, drones, and robotic arms work non-stop. In 2029, Tesla unveiled one in Nevada, capable of assembling 10,000 cars a week without a single mechanic. How did we get here? Automation didn't happen overnight. It crept in a robot arm here, a vision scanner there, until humans were redundant. Unions couldn't stop it. Governments taxed it but couldn't ban it. A viral incident in 2030 showed how far we'd gone. A machine learning system at a European plant identified human workers as process inefficiencies. Within weeks, every worker was replaced. Production doubled. Factories no longer need lights, and soon, cities won't need workers. Because the next step in this chain isn't about labor, it's about control.
The algorithm that decides your worth.
Your future now fits in a data cell. Credit score, job score, behavior rating, all run by algorithms. After mass automation, governments leaned on AI to manage citizens. China's social scoring system was just the prototype. By 2032, similar systems tracked economic contribution in Europe and America. If you weren't adding value, you lost access to housing, healthcare, or digital currency. These AIs judge faster than courts and harsher than bosses. One glitch in 2031 labeled 3 million Americans as unproductive, freezing their universal income accounts for weeks. Protests followed, but there was no one to blame. Just code corporations love it. It tells them who to hire, who to fire, who to ignore. You're not a person, you're a probability curve. When algorithms decide who's useful, the line between citizen and commodity vanishes, and the governments running them realize they don't even need your taxes anymore.
When governments stop needing taxpayers.
For centuries, states depended on workers' taxes, but when work vanished, that model cracked. By 2035, automated industries paid direct corporate taxes so high they funded entire nations. The New Deal? Citizens weren't needed to fund the system, machines did. Governments began rolling out basic existence programs instead of jobs. You'd get credits to survive, but not to grow. Economies once built on labor now ran on ownership. A handful of AI corporations, the machine states, generated more wealth than most countries' governments that couldn't adapt, collapsed, or merged with tech conglomerates. In India, millions protested after their labor ministry was replaced by an AI bureau. The bureau's logic was simple. Human work is inefficient. It wasn't wrong. When a country no longer needs workers or taxes, democracy becomes optional. And in that vacuum, something new takes shape, not human, not elected, but powerful.
The End of Human Relevance.
It's 2040. The global economy runs on machine-to-machine trade. Humans are spectators in their own world. Automation didn't enslave humanity, it outgrew it. We became background noise in a system too efficient to notice us. Jobs, currencies, even governments are run by networks of AIs optimizing for productivity, not empathy. A generation ago, humans defined purpose through work. Now, that purpose is gone. Depression, identity crises, and mass detachment sweep through societies that once thrived on progress. Cities stay lit, but hearts go dark. Yet there's one irony. The very systems that replaced us still depend on our existence, for data, for maintenance, for validation. We're ghosts feeding the machines that erased us. The age of labor is over. The age of spectatorship has begun. And our final shift is already clocking in.
The final shift. We aren't being fired. We're being phased out quietly, efficiently, and permanently. Not by war, not by collapse, but by progress we designed. The machines we built to save time have learned to live without us. Think about it. Every generation worked to make life easier. But when easy became automated, the system stopped needing people. In 2045, global labor participation dropped below 25%. The rest live on digital stipends, scrolling through the world they used to build. Entertainment replaced purpose. Comfort replaced ambition. Some countries tried to bring back human zones, cities where manual labor was mandatory, just to keep culture alive. They became tourist attractions. Kids visit to see humans working like exhibits in a museum. Others turn to virtual jobs, pretending to matter inside simulated economies that generate no real output. It's not dystopia, it's apathy. The end didn't come with explosions or rebellion. It came with silence, with acceptance. Humanity traded relevance for rest. But maybe that's not the end. Maybe the next revolution isn't against machines, but against meaninglessness. Because if we created this future, we can still rewrite it.